There's a lot of really hard things going on right now. And I think for me, I'm having to remain grounded in my truth and remind myself that everything works out for my highest good. And when I came here and incarnated in this lifetime, I specifically chose the life experiences, the people who would be in my life, the way I would think, the trauma I would experience, and everything would lead up to me fulfilling what I came here to do. So for me, it's important to rest in my truth and remind myself that nothing outside of myself I can control. I can only control my internal compass, and I know that everything that's going on in the universe right now is for a specific reason. Everything that you want to manifest and everything that was promised to you and you feel on a soul level like it's supposed to come to you, and right now you're looking around the world and you're like, how is this going to happen? There's so many things are falling apart and so many things are going wrong. It's very important that you realize that we live in a multi-dimensional universe. So if you choose to rest in that reality, part of your soul will split off and remain in that reality. And for those of us who are choosing to look at this like a good thing, I honestly believe that no matter what is going on right now on this planet, that it's all going to work out for our highest good, and that it's going to lead me directly towards where I'm trying to go. And my soul chose this as a lesson to experience, to remind me to ground myself in faith and love and not rest in the energy of fear. Take myself off social media. I totally deleted the Facebook app. I don't scroll like I used to on Instagram. I'm trying to post uplifting videos to help other people and to share my space, because I know we're all connected, and I know that for some people, they think this in their heads and they feel this in their hearts, but for somebody else to say it and they hear it, it resonates with them, and it reminds us all to that we're on a field, and the dimension that you want to go to is the dimension of love and faith and trust, and that this truly will work out for our highest good. And I know that for me, when everything tends to fall apart, I say that there's a force beyond our control, and I start to let my humanness wrap me up in this ball of fear, and I start to let my truth slip away, and then I have to remember that I am the light, and I walk in the light, and the light protects me, and I came from the light, and darkness cannot survive in the presence of light. If you walk into a dark room and light a single match that is so tiny, it'll illuminate the whole room. So if you choose to rest in a space of fear, and you choose to focus on the fear and watch the news and listen to the negative stories and look at the suffering, and that is the frequency that you're starting to entertain and vibrate at, then I urge you to return yourself to your truth. Imagine yourself as a little ball wrapping up into your heart center, and return to your breath. Return to your grounding. Focus on the color red and activate your heart chakra, which is for survival, and feel the light go all the way up through the chakras until it hits the soul star chakra, which is remaining, it's on the outside of the atmosphere of the planet. And keep yourself grounded in the truth, because the truth is that everything, fucking everything, works out for our highest good. And no matter what happens around you, you have a choice of what dimension that you're going to split off to and what you feed yourself. So if you're choosing to feed yourself negative things on Facebook and look at the fair, then I accept your journey, and I'm not judging anybody who's choosing to do that. And there is some really mess up things that are going on right now that we have no control over. But I think that's the beauty of God, is he's reminding us that he is in control. And so we need to relinquish control and rest in faith and God and love, because love is the ultimate frequency of the universe. And, watching what you're eating, still exercising, still doing your self-care routines, and reminding yourself that there is something that we are all connected to that is so much greater than any darkness that can even exist in the universe. And a single star can light up billions of miles of gray matter with a single spark. And that's what we are. This is what all the practice is for. And I've been seeing that a lot, and it gives me so much hope, because all the mindfulness and all the meditation and all the practicing and all the affirmations and realigning with source, it all comes down to this moment. And you do have a choice. You can choose to be mindful, you can choose to be soft, you can choose to remain flexible, or you can be rigid and you can let everything swallow you. And I know that some people will, and my heart goes out to you, but I'm suffering along with you is not going to help anybody who's suffering. Suffering only feeds suffering. It's polarity. There's suffering, and there's faith and hope, and it goes around in the circle, and you're closer to one with the other, and you can alchemize it with a single thought, with a single affirmation, with 10 minutes of meditating, with choosing to focus on the good, focus on the people helping each other, focus on people choosing to spend this time with their families. How sad is it that we have to experience a world crisis to remain present and love our families and stay off social media and stay at home more and watch what we eat and watch what we spend our money on? And I'm not saying that I didn't do it too, because friends and phone calls could speak volumes for the amount of fear that I let myself entertain for more than what was right. But then I had to rest in a space of, I know who God is, and God is love, and all who live in love live in God. And I love the Christian Bible that says that. I love it. I love it. I love it. There is something that is beyond our control, and it is God's love. It's beyond anything. We can rest in fear, or we can rest in faith. The choice is yours. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, always said he gave a story about his mom. He was talking about suffering, and his mom told him to look at all the people who are helping. So that's where my attention is going. Energy flows where your attention goes, and the more you focus on the bad, the more you're feeding the bad. So getting ourselves all in fear and up in arms and experiencing the greed and experiencing the getting angry and frustrated with each other and taking it out on each other is actually feeding the entity that we're not in alignment with. And that's why it feels so uncomfortable to be in fear, and it feels so uncomfortable to be frustrated, and it feels so uncomfortable to act against certain spiritual principles, because that's not what we're supposed to align with, because we are light and we are love. And so if you are feeling chaos and fear, it's because you're feeling something that's not in line with who you truly are, and you're not resting in your soul space, which is your heart chakra. Bring it back to the heart chakra. Eat lots of green vegetables. Green vegetables feed the heart. Like I said earlier, take it back to the breath. Meditate. Close your eyes. Get grounded. And imagine your whole body shriveling up and just soaking into the center of your heart. There's an awesome video by a man named Wim Hof. It's breathing exercises on YouTube, and I would highly suggest you watch it. I do it every morning and every night, and sometimes I have to force myself to do it, but it's just kind of like going to the gym. After I do it, I'm like, now I remember why I do this. So I'm urging everybody to rest in your truth and remember what we're all connected to, and remember you can choose what you want to serve. There's always a choice. Just like you can choose your religion and what resonates with you, you can choose what you want to feed. So if you want to feed the fear, then go ahead. I respect your journey. We all have our own journey. But for those of you who want to rest in love, I would highly urge you to continue to rest in love and to spread the love to other people. I found out an interesting fact yesterday. Gold and paper money rest at a lower frequency than the frequency of love. And so I think that is reminding us that love it's resting at 528, and that's the sequencing for DNA repair and consciousness shift. So if you remind yourself that love can literally heal somebody, then imagine what it can do for you when you're letting it flow through you to the world. And I think that's just very important. And I'm super grateful for anybody who's watching this video. I'm so grateful that you inspired me to make this video, because we're connected to a global consciousness. And I know that a lot of people are crying out for this message, and it didn't come from me. It came from the universe, because when I was trying to speak from ego when I first started, I had to restart it like 3 times. But when I let love flow through me, then this is what you get. Because a lot of people are crying out for this, including myself. Because when I talk out loud and I talk to other people, I'm actually talking to myself, because we're all connected. And I'm so grateful for all you people. And everything works out for our highest good. Everything is the ebb and flow. The shorter the fall, the greater the triumph. The deeper the fall, the greater the triumph. We are at this space because on the other side, there is bliss. And so I urge you to align with that reality and rest in your truth. Enlightened living, brilliantly crafted.